You probably clicked this video because you think that you didn't know about some fast food restaurants that had gluten-free. Let me clear this up. They don't advertise that they have gluten-free. You have to search. And the reason they don't advertise is because they don't want to get sued in case you get sick. That's the truth. So this is a complete 100% eat at your own risk, okay? Now that we're on the same page, let's get started. You have to ask the right questions to make sure you don't get sick. And if you're not comfortable talking to people about celiac disease or gluten or your dietary needs, you're gonna have a hard time with this one. Remember that whenever you're eating out, it is going to be a risk. It's not 100% safe. You're not 100% in control of what they're doing in the kitchen, who's touching your food, cross-contamination, all that stuff you have no control over. So it's completely up to you whether or not you want to eat at these places. I'm just letting you know that you do have options. McDonald's does not advertise that they have gluten-free food because they kind of don't, but there are things that you can eat there. Online, you can look up their allergy info and it will let you know what items on the menu have gluten or have wheat and which ones don't. And normally the ones that don't will end up being salads. Now, if you do get a salad, make sure that when you order the meat, the chicken needs to be grilled. You really can't have breaded chicken, obviously. The other thing about McDonald's is you can eat their fries. Now, caution. You can only eat the fries if you ask the right questions and you get the right answer in return. Now, I have never had a problem with this question. It sounds really weird at first, but every McDonald's employee that I've ever asked it to knew exactly what I was talking about. The question is, ready? Do you have a designated fryer for your fries? That determines whether or not you can eat their fries. If they say yes, that means that the only thing going in that fryer is potatoes. Literally hash browns and fries, nothing else. No cross-contamination happening in the oil in the fryer at all. So you're good to go. But if they do not have a designated fryer for your fries, you can't eat there. You cannot eat those fries. They are cross-contaminated. They fry whatever else they do at McDonald's in that fryer. No good. Don't eat it. You heard that right. It's Jimmy John's, the sandwich shop. But bear with me. I'm gonna explain. When you walk into Jimmy John's, there's, a bunch of sandwiches on the board, but there's an option for unwich. What unwich means is they're gonna make you the sandwich exactly the same, except they're not gonna use bread. They're gonna wrap it in lettuce. So the way to go about this to make sure that there's the least possible amount of cross-contamination is to tell them straight out, not gluten, because nobody knows what gluten is. I'm allergic to bread. As soon as you say those words, I have seen Jimmy John's employees literally wash their hands, change their gloves, and wipe the counter. They grab those papers that they wrap your sandwich in and they put it on the counter after cleaning it. Then they grab another one and then they put the lettuce husk on top of that paper. Then they build your sandwich on the lettuce, wrap it up, give it to you. Literally. It never came in contact with bread. And they're very careful about it. I have eaten there multiple times and different Jimmy John's, and I've never gotten sick. Remember, eat at your own risk. What can you eat at Taco Bell? Well, I'm glad you asked. You can have a cantina bowl with steak. That's it. Now, the thing about the tacos is that the only one that's made out of corn is the crunchy taco shell. And they normally only come with ground beef, which is not gluten-free. So what I do is, honestly, I don't even tell them that I have a gluten allergy. I just tell them I have an allergy and I need you to do it this way. So I order crunchy tacos and then I ask them to change the beef to steak. It is an upcharge because, duh, welcome to the gluten-free lifestyle. And then I eat the tacos. It's normally fine. If you don't like lettuce, like me, you're gonna have to get used to it. At Carl's Jr., they have an option of what's called, I think they call it a low-carb burger. So the low-carb burger is literally whatever you want on your burger wrapped in lettuce. Obviously, if there's no bread and there's no sauces that have gluten in it, you're pretty much good to go. So you can order any burger on the menu and ask for it low carb, and they'll wrap it in lettuce for you. I've never been sick there, ever. Their fries, however, are not gluten-free, just because it's of cross-contamination, honestly, not because it's not potatoes. Don't freak out. So, yes, Chick-fil-A. So Chick-fil-A has a gluten-free bun option, but not all Chick-fil-A's have this option. Now, the thing about the gluten-free bun, in order for them to make sure that it isn't cross-contaminated, they literally give you a bun in a plastic bag, like sealed. And then your sandwich will come with no bread in a like plastic container. You do have to explain to them that you need grilled chicken. Just because you order the gluten-free bun doesn't mean that they comprehend what gluten is and are gonna change your meat. They won't. They will give you the breaded chicken without thinking about it, which is fine. That's not their job. It's yours. So order grilled chicken whenever you're at Chick-fil-A. It tastes great. It's apparently healthier for you. You can have the sandwich and you can have the grilled chicken nuggets. The other thing that you can eat at Chick-fil-A is their fries. So basically you can get a whole meal, like a normal meal at Chick-fil-A. If you have no other option or you really are craving some fast food, Chick-fil-A is like, I think, one of the safest. There's more than what I'm including in this video. These are just what I find to be most surprising. So even if you think like I probably can't eat here, just look it up and look at the salads, because normally you can eat a salad. I'm not that type of person. I do not like vegetables. Obviously, that's why I made a video about fast food. None of these restaurants advertise that they contain gluten-free food, so eat at your own risk.